What's going on, guys? It's Marcel. Look, I got a quick video of encouragement for you, okay? If you're watching this, it's a high likelihood that there's something going on in your life that you wish was a little bit different, right? There's something in your world that you wish that you could change a little bit. It could be financial, right? It could be spiritual. It could be physical, right? I want you to know that you have complete power to be able to change that thing. Today, I'm specifically going to talk about how adding some sort of a side hustle, right? It won't always be a side hustle because when you see the result of it, you may want to make it your full-time thing. But I want to show you how it can easily change your world and just give you a little bit of insight as to what it did for me. Now, as I mentioned in my intro video, I worked in corporate for a number of years, and then I, decided that it just wasn't really providing me with the things that I needed, right? I wasn't able to use my creativity. I didn't feel sane. I didn't feel appreciated. There were so many different things about it that was just like, it made it a bad investment against essentially for me, right? I'm going and I'm spending 8 to 10 hours, sometimes 12 hours a day working, and leaving my office feeling completely drained, not feeling accomplished, not really having a purpose or meaning. And I just decided one day that, there was more to life than that. So I decided to, quit my job. Didn't even give a two-week notice. I went in there. It was like, I appreciate you guys for everything, right? I learned a lot here, but I gotta go. Peace. And I remember I took my tie off and I tied it around my head, and I took a picture just kind of like throwing a peace sign up, because this was my way of just kind of like calming the nervous energy of this big decision that I had made. But when I did that, I knew that there was something much bigger on the other side. I knew that even though immediately I probably wouldn't be making the money, I was going to be on the right path, if that makes sense, right? I was going to be itching closer to what I was ultimately going to become, right? And we remained on that journey for a very long time, but a lot of times the blessings in our life, the things that we desire in our life, they don't come because we are distracted by inauthenticity. At some point in our lives, what we truly desire gets hijacked because of the pressure of society, the pressure of people in our lives, the pressure of our families, and we get completely off track, and we start to build this facade that we, accept, but then it leads us just down a bunch of unnecessary paths. Well, I can't call it unnecessary, because you will eventually find yourself in places that will bring you back to your authentic self, because that's what this world is always trying to do, right? So I quit my job. I decided to, start a watch company called Benson Watch Company. Watches have always been something that have been, a passion of mine. So I started the company, and I came up with the slogan that time should be spent doing what you love. This slogan, I think, is the single most thing that sets my watch company apart from so many, because most of what the watch industry is about, hey, look at how much money I have, or look how cool I am. But the customers that frequent Benson are winning from the inside. They're all like, hey, look at this dream that I have, right? Everybody that buys a Benson shares the thought, the feeling that life could be better if they just spend their time doing what they love. So in the process of building this company, I realized that, hey, I still got to keep some money coming in. I still have to be able to make enough money to support my lifestyle, to live, to pay bills. And, with so much money coming in and being reinvested into the business to grow it, I wasn't able to pay myself what I was accustomed to. So I was like, I got to figure something else out. So I decided to start trading, and I was winning. I was winning big. And then I started losing. And I was just like, hey, this is not as fun as it was, because now I'm losing, and I couldn't understand why I was continuing to lose. It wasn't until I lost about $50,000 that I finally realized that there was so much missing. There was this huge gap in education that I needed to fill, right? No pun intended to my traders, right? But there was this gap that needed to be filled. So I put my head down. I studied everything I can get my hands on. I joined communities. I took courses and really just committed to the process. And though it wasn't my last loss, it was my last major loss. And then I finally got to a place where I was profitable. So profitable that I made over 6 figures trading, right? Now, if you're in a job, you may be in that job and you're holding on to it to maintain the lifestyle that you built. But I want you to look at me really closely, right? I want you to look me in my eyes when I say this. I'm gonna take my glasses off. Are you happy with where you currently are? Would you do what you're doing if you were not being paid to do it? Now, if the answer to that question is no, it's a chance that you are draining your life source and a lot of your days are being spent in, bondage essentially. Like you're slaving for wages, but there's no sort of fulfillment or enjoyment in that day. So your life essentially just becomes one that you're surviving, and then there's a ton of resentment that is awaiting, or it may already be building up, and you're taking it out on your kids, you're taking it out on your spouse, or you're taking it out on, people in your sphere of influence. Now, the way that you start to clean that up is to get honest, right? A lot of the things that seem to keep coming up in your life, that seem to keep hurting you and that seem to keep frustrating you and causing more and more issues are because you are being inauthentic, and the universe is always trying to get you back to authenticity, right? It's always trying to get you back to doing what it is that you love to do, to doing what it is that you feel is your purpose, to doing what it is that you said that you would do, right? Before subscribing to what the world said. So I picked up trading, and not only did I really dive into it and learn and make this money, but what it did was it opened up a pathway for me to get to know myself even better on a spiritual level, on an emotional level, right? Because I now had this time. I was now able to go and make the money that I would have made in my job, but in a short period of time. So now I can invest my other hours doing other things like, mentoring people or meditating or working out or just taking a stroll or, going somewhere and actually being in the moment, right? These are things that you cannot do when you're bound to a desk for 10 hours a day, when you're bound to traffic for an hour a day, right? It's very important to get more efficient with making money. I know that the way that this economy is set up is not the best, right? I know there's a lot of people that are like, damn, we gotta pay bills. I got immediate things I gotta pay for. I get that. But if that's the case, and we know that making money is something that we cannot escape, why not go to the place to where it's the most efficient, right? Meaning I can make the most money in the shortest period of time with the smallest amount of effort exerted. It doesn't mean that you don't have to invest time in learning it. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but why not invest your time into something that once you learn it, you can pop in and out of the market? I'll give you a couple of examples. Here's one example of amounts of money that I made just trading options. Here's another example of some money that I made trading options. Here's another example of money I made trading options. It only took me 15 minutes. Now, for a moment, I want you to sit there and just imagine what that would look like if you could consistently put plays like this together on the weekly, daily basis, even monthly basis, would put you on a path so much further than where you are right now, and it will free up so much of your time. It'll empower you in ways that you never knew you could be empowered. You start digging into your creativity. You start realizing that there's more to life than just working and paying bills. If this video resonates with you, I implore you to share it with a close friend. Have a conversation about it. See what they think, right? When you learn options trading, it will give you options, right? Trading options gives you options. If you are interested in learning more, definitely make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And I also have a group where me and a friend of mine are teaching this in a major way. We have education, we have courses, we have Q&A, we do live trading, and it is at the low rate of $40 per month. There's nobody else out there that's charging this little. The reason that we're able to do that is because we're both making money trading, and the goal is to get you the information. Now, we have to charge because it does take effort to put a lot of this stuff together, right? But we do understand that you may be starting at a place where you don't have $20,000 or $10,000 to invest in a program. So we're going to give you that $20,000 effort for just $40 a month. So if you're interested, again, the link is in the description. I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, and share. This is what's going to keep this channel going and me able to provide you stories and wisdom and stock education. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.